Consumers are telling you exactly how they want to purchase a vehicle, but you're too stubborn to listen and actually give them what they want and make the transaction easier for them and for you. It's 2025. It's time to get with it. And right now, I'm going to explain to you exactly how we do that. Don't mess up another income lead. Let's get to the show. Welcome to Car Talk, where I give you my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. Think about Tesla, CarMax, Carvana, Vroom, all of those. Why did they even become a reality? Why is that? Because the demand from the consumer wanted a different option than traditionally driving to a dealership and spending 4 hours at the dealership, haggling back and forth to hopefully leave with a vehicle. Now, I'm not saying all customers want to go buy from a vending machine. I would actually think that majority of them actually still want to go to your dealership and buy a car from a human. But the problem is you're not even allowing the consumer to get a little bit of a dose of what they're actually truly wanting, which is to save their time. That's what they want. That's all they want, is to save their time. But for some reason, you don't seem like you're not concerned about their time. It's not even a conversation that ever comes up. Okay, so I want you to think about this. If a customer right now, okay, he's sitting or she's sitting at the house. She pulls up your website and finds a car that's on your website. It's fully photoed. It's on your website, and let's just say it's a 23 4Runner in green. Finds it on your website. Is your phone number on your website? Of course it is, right? But instead, even though the phone number is on your website, that customer chooses not to call the dealership. And I would assume that the address to the dealership is also readily available. And they choose not to come in. Instead, they put in inquiry on that 4Runner. So shouldn't that tell you right away, like if they do that, they probably don't want to talk to you at the moment. At that moment that they put the lead in, maybe they don't want to talk to you. And obviously at that moment, they didn't want to rush right down to your dealership to come get the vehicle. That's the way I look at it, right? If they put an inquiry in, they're not ready to come to the dealership. They have all the information to come to the dealership. The car looks like it's available. It's fully photoed. They got your address. They got your phone number, but they choose not to call. They choose not to drive down to the dealership. Then they put the inquiry in. And one of the first things that gets asked to the customer is, when do you want to come in? Most likely they put some information within the lead with a few questions. Maybe it is just, hey, I just actually want to see if this vehicle is available because last week I went to get a 4Runner. It was fully photoed. It was on their website. I drove 30 minutes to the dealership. I got to the dealership, and lo and behold, it just sold before I got there. And I spent 3 hours there because they were trying to talk me into a different 4Runner in a different color and wasting my time, and it really pissed me off. So now I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to actually go on and I'm going to do most of this online and not waste another 3 hours of my day. Do you even think about that? I know if I'm a customer and I got 2 days off this week and I got kids and we got hobbies and it's summertime and maybe we got stuff we want to do, Do I really want to spend half of my day off inside the car dealership to buy the car? Do I really want to do that? No, I don't actually. I don't really want to do that. Now, I'm not saying people don't still do that, because they do, right? Some people really want to come in, they want to touch, they want to feel, they want to drive. They're not 100% sure what they want yet. So they do want to come in, they want to talk to a salesperson and kind of go over some different makes and models. So that still does happen. But what I'm talking about is the people that actually take time out of their day to inquire on a vehicle that you have. And instead of you being a professional, instead of you actually catering a little bit to the customer, you're so concerned about when they can come into the dealership that you ruin it and you make it so difficult. I don't understand why we're doing this in 2025. It's ridiculous, actually. And you don't even read the lead. You don't even read the lead and answer any questions, right? They might have a question that says, "Hey, is this one third row?" And you don't even ever answer that question, and then they have to ask it again. We can do better. And the way we do better is we just assume, okay, at the beginning, let's just help them get the information and let's ask the customer, right? So here, how about this, okay? The customer is at home and they want to buy something and they want to give you their money for your vehicle. That's what they want to do. They want to give you the money. And I know as a salesperson in a dealership, you'd be happy to take their money. Okay? So why don't you just think about it this way? Ask the customer, how do you prefer to give me your money? How do you prefer to give me your money? Do you want to give me your money all online and have us deliver the car? Do you want to do a portion of this online and then come into the dealership? How do you want to give me your money? However you want to give me your money, I'm happy to take it. I'm happy. I don't care. I do not care if you come to the dealership. If you do it online, I deliver the car. We do half online, half at the dealership. I don't care. I'm happy to help you. I don't know why we can't ask that question. Maybe it's us as managers that do a terrible job, because for years, all we ever did when a salesperson needed some help with the customer, all we ever did as weak-ass sales managers is go, when can they be into the dealership? When can they be into the dealership? I understand why we want them to come there, because then we feel like we're in control. It's 2025, and you're worried about in control. Like, stop it. It doesn't have to be that way. I will pay more money for convenience, and I'll pay more money to save my time than I will going into a dealership or going in anywhere to buy whatever it is. Why is Amazon so huge? Because it's convenient. Do you ever look at the prices on Amazon and see if they're actually more or less than somewhere else? Because did you know on Amazon, there's a bunch of people who sell on Amazon and they drop ship from other stores? So like what they do is they go to Target's website. They sell something off of Target's website through Amazon to you and actually sell it to you for more money. Did you know that's a thing? And the reason why you're okay with it is because of its convenience. But then you being in sales, you can care less about the convenience to your customer. That doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make sense to you that you want convenience in your life, but you could really care less if there's convenience in the customer's life? So to be a true professional and actually sell more cars and make more money, when an inquiry comes in, read the lead and see what questions they have. And then I want you to do me a favor. The first message you send to that customer is a video of you in your face, and it would go something like this. Hey, Ryan, I seen that you reached out on that green 4Runner, and then you asked if it had a third row seat. I'm actually going to go out right now, put my hands on the 4Runner to make sure it's available. And when I do that, I'm actually going to shoot a video walk around, and I'm going to send it to you. That way you know for sure it's here. And then I'll check if it has third row seat. Also, when it comes to communicating, we can communicate via text, email, or phone call, whatever you prefer. And when it comes to buying the vehicle, if you choose to move forward, we can do it all online. We can do a portion of it online, or we can set an appointment to have you come into the dealership. You just let me know with your time how you would prefer to do business, and that's exactly what we'll do. I'll talk to you in a second, Brian. Why couldn't you do that every single time? Give them your name, say their name, tell them that you understand their question and what car you have. Go a little bit above and beyond. Why can't you do that? You could do that for the incoming phone call. You could literally take an incoming phone call and you could tell them, hey, before we get going too much, I want to make sure the vehicle's here, and here's exactly how I do that for all of my guests to make sure it's actually here. Is I'm going to send you an opt-in text, and then I'm going to do a video for you and actually show you it's here. Then I'll call you back, and then we can get to talking a little bit more. But first, I want to respect your time and make sure we're talking about a vehicle that's actually here. Is that fair? Is that fair enough for you? Can I do that for you? Who would say no to that? Oh no, Ryan, no, I'm not interested in you checking to see if the vehicle that I called on is actually there. I would actually rather talk to you about that vehicle for the next 15 minutes, try to get you to convince me to come in before we even know the car's available. That's what I'd prefer to do, Ryan. And if you're not willing to do that and you want to save me time, Ryan, I'm not interested. I'd rather have my time wasted. So it doesn't sound like we're the right fit. Makes you want to punch the screen. It's so ridiculous, man. I don't understand. Just simply ask the customer, how do you want to give me your money? You want to give me your money because you want to buy something. I want to sell you something, and I want to take your money. Let's just do it the way you want to do it, and let's get it done as fast as possible. How's that sound? I mean, just ask the customer, next customer you talk to, just say, hey, we can do things one of two ways at our dealership. We can take all day to try to sell you a vehicle, or we can get it done as fast as possible. Which do you prefer? Do you want to waste all your time today, or do you want to get it done fast as possible? I mean, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And I understand, getting control, your powers, your presence, and all that bullshit. I get it, right? Like, oh, if they're not here, we're just going to lose gross, and, we're not going to make money. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Yeah, maybe the gross is a little bit less if they're not at the dealership, but I don't believe that's the thing. I believe we might lose a little bit of gross at the beginning because we don't really know how to handle that situation and how to do deals that way. And your sales manager might get flustered, and I mean, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Do they even negotiate Teslas that you buy all online? Do they negotiate? Can you negotiate from Carvana? Is there a button that you click on Carvana that says let's negotiate? I don't think so. So I think it's in our mind. We've been doing it this long for forever. Your sales manager, we're set in our ways. We don't want to change either. But we have to. We have to. Now, some stores get more walk-in traffic than others, but if you're at a store that doesn't get a ton of walk-in traffic, this is 100% how I'd handle every customer. I wouldn't. No, this is exactly. I would never, to be honest with you, if I was a salesperson again, if I took a phone call or an incoming lead, I would never ask the customer, when do you want to come in? I would just never do it. I would ask them how they want to give me their money. That's what I would do. I would let them know that we have 3 ways to buy the vehicle, and I would ask the customer which way works best for you. And you know what I've learned in my experience? Because I do this quite a bit, actually. Most customers say that they want to do it online, and guess what happens? Probably 90% of them actually want to come to the dealership. We get going online, and then they want to come to the dealership. And you know why that is? Because it's exciting to buy a new car. It's exciting to get in touch and feel and all that stuff with a brand new car. It's very exciting. But the unexciting part is the negotiating. Is the car actually there? Man, am I going to have to spend 4 hours at the dealership? And, we're going to have to go back and forth. And, are they going to lie to me? And, are they going to try to cheat me out of something? That part's not fun. And that's the part they're trying to avoid. Only that part. They actually want to come to your dealership, but they want to be reassured that they're not going to waste their time, and you don't do that for them. It's like you want to waste their time. You want to be in full control, which you can still be in full control and do it all online. You can still do that. I've said this for years. Do you know who's in control of a conversation? The person who asks the question is in control of the conversation. So if you want to be in control, you ask the questions. And you can do that online. You can do that on the phone. You can do that through email. Start asking a question. They'll answer. You ask again. They answer. Anyway, I know most people are stuck in their ways. Most people are going to think it's bullshit. Most people don't want to change, which is fine. But that's why these other dealerships get created. That's why the whole digital retailing tools are available. That's why all this is available. Because customers want the option. Not necessarily that's the way they 100% want to do it, but they want the option. So just give them the option. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they have your address. Don't you think if they wanted to come to the store, they would just drove in, pulled up, hey, is that 400 available? Maybe they already did, actually. Maybe they did drive to your dealership. They drove around your lot, and for some reason, they couldn't find that green 4Runner. So they got frustrated. They left. They got home. They looked it up again. They noticed it was online. They sent an inquiry. Like, I don't know. It says it's there, but it's not there. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they called your dealership and nobody answered. Maybe they left a voicemail and nobody listened to the voicemail and called it back. And so maybe they decided, you know what? Let's just put the internet inquiry. We drove to the dealership. We didn't see the car there. Nobody walked outside to help us. Let's call them now. Or let's call them. They called. Nobody answered. Okay, well, let's resort to the internet. Obviously nobody wants to talk to us. The car's not there. Let's try the internet route. They try the internet route. Salesperson answers the internet. Hey, Mr. Customer, see that you're looking at the green 4Runner. It is available. When do you want to come in the store? And they're like, son of a bitch, are you kidding me? We were there yesterday, and it's not there at your store, and we called, and nobody's there. Now you want me to come back in? This is reality. Happens every single day. And we don't do anything to improve it. Shame on us as managers. Shame on us as salespeople for just not doing anything different. Not willing to change. I don't understand and I don't get it. But if you want to get better, if you want to change, it's going to get uncomfortable at the beginning. You have to be willing to change. No more saying, oh, my sales manager this and my dealership this. And no, if you want to improve your life and you want to get better at selling cars, you change. They're not on the phone with you. You think that if you start selling a bunch of cars online, your sales managers aren't going to like it? They might fight you at the beginning. Deal with it. Okay? In sales, I always thought this was funny. In sales, and you're a salesperson, you actually got to sell everybody. You got to sell the customer. You got to sell your manager to do the deal. You got to sell your finance person to do it. You got to sell everybody. Stop just focusing on the customer. Sell everybody to do the deal the way that it needs to get done. Do that. Improve. Get better. Try new things. Stop asking the customer when they want to come to the fucking dealership too. Okay? At least not right away. That's not the first thing you ask them. Now, don't get me twisted. I'm not saying don't invite them to the dealership. It just ain't the first thing you ask them. Okay? So, I can keep doing these videos. You keep listening, you don't listen, you do it, you don't do it. That's up to you. But simply put, your customer wants to give you money. Ask them, how do you prefer to give it to me? How do you prefer to give it to me? Do you want to give it to me online? Do you want to give it to me in person? Do you want to do a deal online? Do you want this? Do you want that? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Hey, have a great day. We'll keep them coming. In the comments, let me know if there's something I can add, something you want me to go over. Let me know, and I'm going to come at you again tomorrow. Have a great day.
We all show up, but we ain't built the same. One's chasing glory, one's playing the game. One's got the gift, don't break a sweat. The other's out here grinding with nothing left. One wants the crowd, the lights, the fame. The other's in the dark, just building a name. One was born with it, one had to grow. One's got talent, one's got hustle.